I'm ready.
Somebody will give just a second. Good evening, everyone. It is 6:30 PM. Today is Thursday, March 19th, 2026. We are located in the council chambers here at Kermit City Hall. And I'd like to call our regular city council meeting to order. If you don't mind, we'll stand and do our pledge of allegiances, and Committee Williams will do our meeting.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Let's bow our heads. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this day, and thank you for bringing us all together, and just be with all the council members as we do what is best for our city, and just be with us as we all go out in the week, and keep us safe. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
All right, I'm going to start on item number 4 on the agenda, public comments. Do we have anyone to speak tonight? Comments already going on? All right. Come on up, man.
Yes, sir. If you guys would like, y'all can pass this around and everybody can have one. If you got one last month, then you can flip it from it if you like. So I spoke last month, ladies and gentlemen, mayor and council, about some issues about my illegal wrongful termination. And of course, 3 minutes didn't give me time, and I was denied the right to be put on the agenda numerous times. I have been since put on the agenda, and I'm on the agenda for next month. But I would like to finish what I started last month. So we're gonna pick up where I left off, and we're at number 7 would be the third page. And we're starting with differential treatment. So when I was terminated, it's proof that there was differential treatment between me and other employees here at the city of Kermit. The way that we engaged in public commentary, the way that we committed workplace errors or did not commit workplace errors, the way that we were involved in misconduct and investigations or not, whether we were terminated with or without warning. Similarly situated employees who did not engage in protected reporting, they were treated even more fairly than I was, even though I was part of protected reporting activities. The next thing is policymaker involvement. The city manager verbally terminated me. The termination documentation was signed by other officials, not by him. He wanted me terminated, but he didn't sign the documentation. This reflects decision-making authority at the highest level, and it supports municipal liability. Moving on, requests for relief. Originally, I was requesting, formally demanding immediate reinstatement as the full-time municipal court clerk, restoration of full pay and benefits, removal of the adverse documentation on my record, preservation of all electronic records and audit logs so that it would preserve and keep the evidence that had already been collected and the evidence that could be collected. Public placement of this appeal on the next agenda, which, like I said, did not happen. Then we move on to, instead of just settling for that, I want more than that. Because now I've been defamed and slandered on Facebook, social media by some of our own council or the mayor or other city officials. And it's been stated that they don't talk to me because I used the lawyer or attorney word or something to that effect in the last council meeting, which is a lie. I never, ever said that. And as a matter of fact, I do not have an attorney, and at that point, I had not ever even spoken to an attorney at all. So just for your record. So with that said, I would like to know that we're gonna put an investigation into my termination, an investigation into the city manager and his intentions, and the reason for his either intentional act or negligence in my termination, especially as him being a final policymaker. Also, I would like the investigation to cover my accusations in the reports of the municipal court funds, all other reports, records, logs, and evidence that have either already been gathered or should have been gathered. My accusations in regard to the neglect of now, which I'm telling you, the neglect of the mayor and the council, law enforcement, executive officials, not including or excluding anyone, because I sent them all the same information that you guys have in your hand just last month. Moving on to the next thing.
That's on you. I'm sorry, but that's the 3 minutes.
Oh, really? Well, that's okay. We'll finish it up next month and it'll be the whole thing.
And we'll be able to speak next month too.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Anyone else in the public like to speak? Yes, ma'am.
I'll give you guys a little kudos. I just wanted to thank the council again for letting us continue to have our ESL classes at the Civic Center. We're finishing up this semester in May, and hopefully in last part of August, we'll start new registration and testing for new students, and the new semester will start in September. And a special kudos to Martin Palacios, who makes sure that the center is always available to us and everything is always perfect.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Yes, sir, go ahead. Sorry. Anyone else? Okay, moving on. Next we have item 5 is presentations from city staff. And this is part of our strategic goals that we started, a year ago or something like.
Yeah.
And, do we have the goal 1 folks queued up and ready to go?
As they come up, Mayor Council, I just want you to know, this is, as you mentioned, is a wrap up of, I'm sorry, it's not a wrap up. It's a presentation of a strategic plan that was started about a year ago. As you remember, we met with Tommy Gonzalez, who's the city manager of Midland. He came in, began this process with us of developing a strategic plan, our vision, our goals, and everything for the city. We broke it down to 6 goals. You're gonna hear the first 3 tonight, and you'll hear 4, 5, and 6 in the April meeting, just to be able to kind of break it up, and so we're not sitting here listening to goals all night. But I want you to know that this team has done an exceptional job. And every single one that has been involved in this process, just so you know, it would probably make more sense if I did the presentation, but it's not as effective. And the reason I say that is because I want you to know that we actually have our management, we have staff that are involved in this process. And so what you're about to see comes from them. What you're about to see is what the staff believes is a great place to be able to put our strategic process and go through goals 1, 2, and 3. So I know that in talking with Tommy, he was pretty excited about it. He actually gave them grades. So I think when they were doing the first one, they all got like maybe a C, a B. When I talked to Tommy yesterday, he said, Mike, I think they've all sitting at an A right now. They've improved dramatically. The presentation is really well done. And I think that what you'll find is that what they're presenting is the accountability that we talked about here. Measured goals of what we've been doing. So you'll see some stuff that they believe to be visionary out in the future. And then you'll see some things that they're saying, this is what we already did. And so that's how we're going to measure what we're doing here at the city. So again, I just want you to know that they've done a great job. And I know that they're all excited. They were just anxious to come up here and do this. There's no nervousness whatsoever. But that you'll hear kind of the first goal begin tonight. So.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Diana Franco and I serve as the City Secretary of HR. If you have any questions, we kindly ask that you hold them until the end of our presentation, as we have a lot to cover and some of your questions may be addressed along the way. Goal 1, strong economic development. Economic development is the engine that fuels every other priority in the city. If we want improved infrastructure, better amenities, enhanced services, and financial stability, it begins with growing and diversifying our economic base. Goal 1 is about building a durable local economy that can withstand cycles and create opportunities for the next generation. Our Goal 1 team. Economic development does not belong to one department. It requires coordination between city administration, planning, public works, finance, and community stakeholders. This team represents cross-functional leadership. Each member plays a role, from permitting efficiency to infrastructure planning, project delivery. Growth is intentional. It happens when leadership is aligned and focused on outcomes. Kermit vision. Our vision speaks about opportunity, innovation, sustainability, and prosperity. Those words describe an economy that is dynamic and forward-looking, not dependent on one sector, but strengthened by many. A diversified economy ensures long-term opportunity for families and stability for local government services. Our current mission. Our mission commits us to economic diversification, workforce enhancement, infrastructure improvement, and long-term sustainability. Economic development directly advances each of those commitments. When we expand our tax base and attract new industries, we generate the resources needed to invest in infrastructure, quality of life, and community services. Growth creates capacity. Kermit values. Our value guides how we pursue economic progress. Integrity means transparent incentive policies. Leadership means positioning Kermit competitively within the region, competitively within the region. Opportunity and innovation mean attracting new industries and supporting entrepreneurs. Customer-centric service means making it easier, not harder, to do business here. Economic growth must be disciplined, structured, and community-focused. Goal alignment. Goal 1 aligns with diversifying our economy, elevating quality of life, and strengthening our appeal to business and families. A broader economic base reduces instability. Improved communities increase residential attraction. A business-friendly climate accelerates private investment. Each component reinforces the other. Kermit Civic Center. This goal centers on building a resilient and competitive local economy. We are focused on attracting industries beyond oil and gas, establishing formal development tools, revitalizing downtown, expanding land opportunities, and improving community efficiency. Economic development is not about isolated projects. It is about creating an environment where private capital chooses to invest. Our responsibility is to remove friction, provide structure, and support strategic growth. Goal 1, strong economic development. Progress must be measurable. We will track the number of new non-oil and gas businesses located in Kermit. We will measure business recruitment activity and incentive utilization. We will monitor downtown occupancy and commercial permitting timelines. We will track activation of economic development mechanisms such as EDC formation, TIRZ structures, and related tools. Accountability ensures that strategy translates into tangible results. Performance and accountability measures. Our current projects are named the groundwork for economic competitiveness. Reclaim Kermit is strengthening community appeal. The Master Parks Plan enhances recreational infrastructure that attracts families and workforce talent. Downtown murals and park improvements elevate aesthetic value and encourage foot traffic. A new city hall and public safety facility signals institutional investment and civic confidence. Infrastructure improvements, including water lines and transfer station upgrades, support capacity for future development. This investments create the conditions for private sector expansion. This concludes my portion of the presentation, and I will now kick it off to Julian, and we'll be happy to answer any questions at the end of the presentation. Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Julian Hayes, and I'll be covering the remainder of this presentation. Let's begin by looking at some of our current projects underway. Looking ahead, we are positioning Kermit for sustained growth. We are prioritizing active recruitment of business and capital investment downtown. Downtown enhancements and improved lighting increase commercial viability. Housing development exploration addresses workforce attraction. Pocket parks, trails, and memorial spaces contribute to placemaking. Landscaping and beautification efforts elevate the overall environment. Exploring nursing facility expansion broadens service offerings and employment opportunities. Economic development requires momentum, and these initiatives build that momentum intentionally. Beautification project results. These images illustrate the kind of impact that thoughtful beautification efforts can have on a community. What you are seeing here are before and after examples from several key corridors in Kermit, including Jim Sharp Boulevard, North Oak Street, and South Oak Street, along with the addition of new public murals throughout downtown. The goal behind these improvements is not simply cosmetic. Beautification plays a very real role in shaping how residents, visitors, and potential investors perceive a community. When corridors are clean, well-maintained, and visually appealing, it communicates something important. That the community takes pride in its environment and it's committed to continual improvement. Along Jim Sharp Boulevard, improvements focus on creating a more welcoming corridor that better reflects the identity of the city. Small enhancements in landscaping, cleanliness, and overall appearance can significantly elevate the character of a roadway that many residents and visitors travel daily. The improvements along North Oak Street and South Oak Street follow the same principle. These corridors are important connectors within the community. And enhancing their appearance helps create a stronger sense of place and continuity throughout the city. The addition of murals downtown is another meaningful element of beautification effort. Public art not only enhances the aesthetic environment, but also celebrates community identity and creativity. Murals often become landmarks in their own right, places where people stop, take photos, and connect with the story of the community. Across the country, cities have learned that relatively modest beautification efforts can produce meaningful results. They improve civic pride, encourage foot traffic, and signal that a community is actively investing in itself. In Kermit, these improvements represent the beginning of a broader effort to strengthen the appearance and vitality of the city's public spaces. They demonstrate that positive change is possible and that when a community works together with intention and care, the results can be both visible and meaningful. Downtown revitalization strategy. Downtowns in smaller communities serve as both an economic center and a symbolic center of civic life. When people evaluate a community, whether they are a visitor, a potential business owner, or a family considering relocation, downtown is often the first place they look to gauge the health of the community. Investments in streetscape, lighting, landscaping, and public gathering spaces help accomplish several things at once. They create an environment where small businesses can succeed, they encourage foot traffic and local spending, and they enhance community pride and civic identity. For Kermit, downtown revitalization is not simply beautification, it is a strategic economic development investment that helps position the city as a place where businesses want to locate and residents want to gather. Grant funding strategy for downtown improvement. One of the most important principles in local government economic development is leveraging outside resources whenever possible. Cities that are successful in revitalizing their downtowns rarely rely solely on local tax dollars. Instead, they combine local leadership with state, federal, and private funding opportunities. Our approach here is to identify programs that align with current priorities and then position projects so they are eligible for those programs. This allows us to reduce pressure on the city's budget, accelerate improvements that might otherwise take years, and deliver high-quality infrastructure and amenities. In short, the goal is to ensure that Kermit is competitive for available funding rather than leaving those opportunities on the table. Texas Community Development Block Grant. The Texas Community Development Block Grant Program is one of the most important funding tools available to smaller communities. It is administered through the Texas Department of Agriculture and is specifically designed to help communities improve infrastructure and address areas that need revitalization. A key advantage of this program is the scale of funding available. Individual projects can receive up to $1 million, which allows cities to make meaningful improvements rather than incremental. Typical uses include sidewalk reconstruction, downtown lighting improvements, streetscape enhancements, and infrastructure improvement that support revitalization. For improvements around Heritage Park and the downtown corridor align very well with the type of projects this program supports. T-Mobile hometown grants. While large infrastructure grants are important, smaller grants can also play a critical role in revitalization. The T-Mobile hometown grants program was designed specifically for rural communities like Kermit. These grants provide up to $50,000 per project, which may seem modest compared to federal programs, but they are extremely valuable for high visibility improvements. These types of grants are often used for park improvements, community gathering areas, downtown seating areas, and public art or placement features. Projects funded through programs like this can quickly create improvements that build community momentum and public support for larger revitalization efforts. Safe streets and roads for all. Another important dimension of downtown revitalization is safety and walkability. Communities across the country are recognizing that people are far more likely to visit, shop, and spend time in downtown areas that are safe and pedestrian friendly. The Safe Streets and Roads for All program was created through the federal infrastructure law and focuses specifically on reducing roadway injuries and fatalities. While the program is not intended for general beautification, it is extremely valuable for improvements such as crosswalk enhancements, traffic calming measures, pedestrian lighting, and safer intersections. These improvements not only improve safety, but also make downtown areas more usable and attractive for residents and visitors. Most community revitalization initiatives. In addition to government grants, there are also opportunities through corporate philanthropy and national initiatives. Lowe's recently announced a 5-year commitment to invest $100 million nationwide in community revitalization projects. Through this program, communities can nominate projects that improve spaces that matter most to the residents. Eligible projects include parks and community gathering areas, veteran and first responder facilities, and public spaces that serve the community. For Kermit, this could potentially support projects such as Heritage Park improvements or other downtown public spaces. While these programs are competitive, they represent another example of how cities can combine public leadership with private investment to accelerate community improvement. Future economic development initiatives. Economic growth is not automatic. It is cultivated. It requires clear direction, disciplined execution, and collaboration between public and private partners. Our goal is to create a city where investment is encouraged, infrastructure supports expansion, and opportunity continues to grow. When we diversify our economy, we strengthen our fiscal position and create long-term sustainability. Strong economic development. Strong economic development means more than attracting one project. It means creating systems that encourage ongoing growth. It means building a community where businesses can start, expand, and succeed. It means ensuring that future generations inherit a city with stability, opportunity, and momentum. Goal 1 is about building that future deliberately. Strategic next steps. Downtown revitalization does not occur overnight, and it does not happen through a simple project. It happens when a community makes a deliberate decision to invest in the places that define its identity. What we are discussing tonight is not simply beautification. It is about creating an environment where small businesses can open and grow. Families feel proud of their community. Visitors choose to stop and spend time here, and private investments begin to follow public leadership. By aligning our priorities with state, federal, and private funding opportunities, position Kermit to leverage resources that extend far beyond what local funding alone could accomplish. The goal is to ensure that each improvement we make builds momentum for the next one. When communities focus on downtowns, they are really investing in the heart of their city. And when that heart becomes stronger, it strengthens everything around it. Economic opportunity, community pride, and long-term sustainability. Downtown revitalization is not about improving buildings. It is about strengthening the economic and civic heart for the next generation. What we ultimately want is for the people to see Kermit the way we see it. A community with pride, character, and real potential. that concludes our presentation. We appreciate y'all's time, and if y'all have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My question is on the deadlines. We got one tomorrow, one in 11 days in April. Have we been able to put any?
Yeah, and just for purposes of the mayor and the council, you heard Julian, but Julian is actually the individual that a position was created and we interviewed. And Julian is our special events downtown revitalization coordinator. He's also responsible for doing grants. And so a part of what he did is he's the one that actually went out and found that Lowe's Home Improvement had these grants. And so he's began to start submitting applications for that. The one that we mentioned down at Heritage Park, we'll probably end up going ahead and submitting that, but we do want to work with the chamber. I talked to Irby today, and we're on schedule to visit with them. I think at the next meeting on April the 8th.
Yes.
So Julie and I will be at the chamber meeting to discuss this with them and hope that they decide, yeah, let's move forward with this. But we're looking at maybe a grant to be able to revitalize that particular area. And talking with Chief Pineda earlier today, he did say that that's a discussion that they wanted, that they had started having about setting it up. So maybe a food vendor could go in there and be able to sell and have little things going on. So that's one thing. The other one, the T-Mobile, that's another one that he has begun to start working on and getting towards. So he'll be submitting that grant as well. So he's already actively been putting in a couple of those grants. I can tell you that today I had to sign paperwork from the entity that we've been using before on the sidewalk grants that we did over on Spruce Street. The CDBG has just released that, and so we've submitted our information in to try to receive another CDBG grant, and we'll find the way that the Texas Department of Agriculture works is that you send in your information, how much money you want, they say yes, and then you tell them where you're gonna put it at. It doesn't make any sense, but that's why they do it, so that's where we're gonna submit it. So we are looking at a TDA grant that will be submitted in as well, that we're working on with a company called Project Management, which is which Morgan Barrett is our contact. But yeah, so that, and I believe Julie has been in contact with her as well. And so he's began to start working in that process. But yeah, we're actively have now started seeking grants.
That's great to hear.
Julian, I think it's what, your first day or second day you were doing grant applications, I think?
I just wanted to ask Mike on an update. At one time, we had discussed over on Oak where we have that mural for the first responders. And you had mentioned if we could get that property and sort of build maybe like a little memorial park for first responders and so forth. And I was wondering if any of that had.
We have reached out to Mr. Barrow a few times. Have not had any response back. So we continue to try to reach out to you.
Okay. Okay.
While we're talking about that property, do we have plans to light that mural?
Eventually, we'd have to work with Mark Taylor to find out if we can maybe get that, because that would be electricity to be coming off that building unless we figure out a way to run it off of a pole that the city would set up. And we'd have to figure out how to get the electricity over
already
there
have it.
on top.
The city owns electrical on the west side of that building.
Right, we still have to be able to set it up, because I can't put the electrical, anything electrical on that property unless I get either approval from Mr. Bauer or we come over the building that Mark Taylor owns. So, but yes, it's very similar to what we've done over at the mural off of 302 at the Public Works Building. We want to go ahead and light it up.
You don't think that solar lights would work?
It's entirely possible because we've looked at LED lights to put out in the parks, solar LED lights.
If you get high enough lumens, you could.
So, yeah, that's something definitely can be up to.
I just want to take this time to welcome Julian forward. And it looks like he hit the ground running. We appreciate it.
Were there two other members on this team?
We did it.
Speak.
Yeah, they can, more than happy to stand up and speak and kind of give their resume. So, or they can choose probably just to raise their hand.
Caesar Constantine in his chair. He wanted everybody to know he was there.
So, and what you'll find is that these teams were set up and they were the ones that started this work with Tommy Gonzalez. And I can tell you that Tommy has been a godsend to this city for what he's done and getting us the strategic planning and visioning set up for us, because prior to, we had a strategic plan, we had a vision, mission, and a go value or core values, but we never actually began the process of finding out, okay, what exactly does that mean? And that's the process we're now going through.
Anybody else? Good job setting the bar high. The two groups have got to step it up.
The next one you have is gonna be go-to, which I believe that, who's doing that presentation? Okay.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council. My name is McIntosh Arguello. I am the patrol sergeant to the County Police Department. So today we're going to be go over goal 2, which is safe and secure city for the city of Kermit. When we talk about building a strong future for Kermit, everything begins with safety. Families cannot thrive, businesses cannot grow, and children cannot succeed in school unless they feel safe. Tonight, I want to walk you through what safe and secure city means, not just as a goal on paper, but as a commitment we are actively delivering. Public safety is just not one person's responsibility. It's a team effort. This goal reflects coordination between police leadership, city administration, schools, and regional partners. What you see here represents accountability. There are real people responsible for delivering results under this goal safety. It doesn't happen by accident. It happens because the team is aligned and focused. The Kermit vision. Our vision speaks about a thriving, diverse community where strong family values drive prosperity. That vision assumes safety. Families thrive where they feel secure. Businesses invest where they feel protected. Children grow where they feel safe. Public safety is not separate from our vision. It enables it. Kermit mission. Our mission commits us to building a resilient and dynamic community while ensuring the well-being of all residents. Well-being includes physical safety. It includes emergency response. It includes visible law enforcement presence. If we are serious about resilience, we must be serious about public safety systems that are structured and dependable. Kermit values. Our values guide how we carry out this work. Integrity and leadership mean professional policing standards. Community and family mean protecting our neighborhoods and schools. Opportunity and growth mean creating a safe environment for investment. Customer-centered service means treating residents with professionalism and respect. Safety is just not about enforcement. It is about service with standards. The goal alignment. This goal directly supports the well-being of all residents and the creation of a friendly environment for families and businesses. Safety builds confidence. Confidence builds stability. Stability builds growth. Everything connects back to this foundation. Go-to focuses on 3 priorities: strengthening the community trust, addressing public safety challenges, including transient related concerns, reducing crime through better training, structure, and professional readiness. This is proactive, not reactive policing. Safe and secure city. We are implementing practical steps to move this forward. Quarterly safety forums will strengthen communication. Ongoing officer training improves professionalism and engagement. We are reviewing emergency coordination to ensure we are aligned with neighboring agencies during major events. This is structured improvement, not just good intentions. We believe in measurement. We are tracking engagement events, crime reduction, response times, officer training completion, incident tracking, and resident satisfaction. If we say we are improving, the data should confirm it. Transparency builds trust. Success is clear and visible. Faster response times, fully staffed patrol shifts with supervision, strong and continuous school coverage, visible patrol presence across neighborhoods and businesses. Operational progress and results. We have made meaningful progress. 3 dedicated school resource officers are in place, along with a rover to ensure continuous coverage. Each shift now has a sergeant, providing stable supervision. A CID position has been created to improve investigative follow-through. Case management has improved and officer deployment is more efficient. Structure creates consistency. Consistency creates better service. We have increased course patrols and business checks. Patrol visibility has improved across the city. Preventative measures are reducing opportunities for crime. Safety is not only about response, it is about presence. Goal 2 is about protecting what matters most: our families, our business, and our future. A safe and secure city is not a slogan, it is a daily commitment, and we are delivering on it. Thank you for your time. If you have any questions.
Thank you.
I have a question. I was just wondering, because you're talking about like safety and security and things. How does the internet that's continually down affect our 911 telecommunications and the citizens if they're in need of our assistance, if we're only using a device that can only take one call at a time?
Okay. That I can get with our dispatcher and get you more information on that.
Okay.
We can definitely follow through with that.
Yes, sir. I think that's a big concern, especially
Okay.
if the city hall had to close down
Mhm.
because they had no internet and we posted it. That means that our dispatchers are in a deficit over there. That means that we may or may not be able to get the amount of help that we need at one given moment if we only have, depends on what it allows when that internet is down. I don't know the exact details. That's why I'm asking.
Yes, and I do understand about that. And with 911, if the 911 system is down, it will transfer to another location to where the 911s are not ignored.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yes,
I got a question for you.
yes, sir.
Back when I was taking pictures of the papers, the police department had a safety course for the kids, little kids buy bikes.
Mhm.
And they used to run a course through there and take out there, but they don't do that anymore.
I believe that
That'd be a good
the
deal.
Chamber of Commerce was in charge of that.
No,
and
Chamber wasn't.
It was police.
No, that's the police department.
Police department. Was it they were riding the bikes around the school or
Yeah,
the
they
park?
did it in the parking lot up there,
Okay.
and they had a little safety course, they run through it.
All right.
And 6 months from there, those kids could tell you who the performance was.
I do remember that though.
Yeah.
Like during the celebration days it happened, right?
Well, no, this
No.
was just during the during, on Saturday.
Yeah.
And they
30 years ago.
advertise it and.
They usually do.
Yeah,
all the
he's
kids
talking
park
about 30 years ago. He's been
Yeah.
here since 1944.
Yeah, and there was a thing to where the kids rode their bikes around the park,
Yeah.
county
Well,
park,
yeah, on
and
that.
that was before the celebration, like.
Well,
during
this
the
here was just
celebration.
a placement, set up a
Oh, this
course,
is to
and to help little
them.
kids ride their, learning, a lot of them are learning how to set wheelers on them and everything like that. But like I said, it got the kids to know who the patrolman was. Like I said, 6 months from now, they could tell you, well, so-and-so, Sergeant so-and-so told me to do this.
It's good public relations, and one of the things that I liked about that program is that a lot of times parents tend to scare the kids with police officers.
Yes,
And this way, when the kids are interacting with the police officer, it makes them realize, hey, he's not really the boogeyman.
Yeah, that's right.
So it builds confidence in the kids, and I think eventually it improves relations
yes,
with the community.
and I do agree on that.
So if you could start something like that again, I think that would really go a long way.
And these are great ideas that we hear from the community, you know, especially if they're opened up to us. And if you see one of us, feel free to stop us, you know, wave, flag us down, and we'll be happy to talk to y'all.
I will let you know that Sergeant Mercer is currently working on a program to do stuff like that. We've actually had conversations with our executive team and management team of how we can get the police officers out with primarily elementary kids. And we've floated some ideas that we've seen in other police departments that have done, that I think will work great. And so we've had those discussions, but Sergeant Mercer is currently the one that's kind of starting to handle that program.
That would work real
Yeah.
good to, like I said, we could advertise it, have parents bring their bicycle kids out there and set up a little course for them and go through it. In the meantime, they know who you was and everything.
I agree with that, you know, especially recognizing some of these officers out there, you know, less approachable and like the kids can approach them with anything. So,
Exactly. That's what I was talking about. The kids feel confident. If they have a problem or a question or something, they don't hesitate to come to a police officer.
and we're trying to change that mentality too about the youth to the juveniles. So we're just wanting to be more open and transparent with them too.
That's
So with
good.
one more question up front here.
How are these teams selected?
There were actually, when we met with Tommy Gonzalez, I had the executive team, the management team, and then we brought in other individuals that were pretty much his foremen or supervisors. And we put it out there and I said, look, you need a volunteer, I'm gonna appoint you. And they volunteered to be on these teams.
Fantastic. That's awesome.
So, because they knew they were gonna be volunteered anyway, so.
Who's the other person on the team? Who's the other person?
It's gonna be the other patrol sergeant, Mark Sanchez. He couldn't be here today, medical emergency.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Appreciate it.
And one more question.
I want to go back on the bicycle. They do that little program with Roseland. They do every year. So
Yes.
that's
The
one
moped?
place that they do introduce the police officers and they get to know them.
That was
On
something
mopeds?
Rose set up, right? You throw that.
Rosa would set that up for the daycare.
Thank y'all very much.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks, audience. Those are good points. All right, goal 3 team.
Good evening. I'm Nathaniel Sanchez. I'm a lieutenant with the police department. I'm Cabal Authority, y'all know me here long enough. I got a goal 3, improve visual image of the city of Kermit. When people drive into a community, they form an opinion within minutes. What they see, streets, parks, entryways, buildings, shapes how they feel about the place. Goal 3 is about elevating the everyday appearance of the Kermit so it reflects care, pride, and forward movement. This is about how our city presents itself to residents, visitors, and future generations. Goal 3 team. Improving visual image requires coordination across departments, public works, code enforcement, administration, parks, and community volunteers all contribute to this effort. This team represents collaboration. Appearance is not improved by one project. It improves when daily habits, standards, and leadership align. Every department has a role in shaping how Kermit looks and feels. My team was Mercer and Lawana. They're not here today. Yeah, it's just me. The Kermit vision. Our vision speaks about opportunity, strong values, prosperity. The physical environment should reflect those words. Clean corridors, maintained properties, attractive parks, thoughtful public art are a setting where people feel connected and proud. Visual image is a reflection of identity. Kermit's mission. Our mission includes a building a high quality of life, creating a welcoming environment. The appearance of our city contributes directly to that experience. Residents deserve neighborhoods that are maintained and public spaces that feel cared for. Visitors should see evidence of pride and investment. This goal translates our mission into visible action. Kermit's values. Our values guide how we approach beautification standards. Integrity means consistent application of property maintenance expectations. Community means neighboring, working together to maintain shared spaces. Innovation can include creative murals, landscaping designs, and revitalize public areas. Customer-centered service includes helping property owners understand compliance and improvement options. Visual image improvement is about shared responsibility. This goal supports resilience, goal alignment. This goal supports resilience, livability, and long-term sustainability. Communities that maintain a strong visual standards tend to retain property value and encourage reinvestment. Clean and attractive public spaces contribute to the mental well-being and community cohesion. Appearance matters because it influences perception and pride. Improve visual image. Our focus is straightforward. We are addressing blight where it exists. We are reinforcing property maintenance expectations. We are enhancing corridors, parks, and entryways. We're investing in visible improvements that elevate the everyday experience. This is about the raising baseline standard across the city. We are measuring activity and outcomes. Public cleaning initiatives help mobilize community participation. Tracking depleted property removal ensures that we are reducing visible decline. Monitoring beautification projects keeps momentum moving. Measuring voluntary compliance shows whether standards are becoming cultural, not regulatory. Improvements should be noticeable and data helps confirm that progress. Improve the image of the city of Kermit. This slide represents the areas of concentrations. We are targeting vegetable areas, corridors, entryways, and public spaces. We're improving processes that support long-term maintenance. We're combining direct city action with resident engagement. Sustainable appearance requires both structure and community buy-in. Performance and community impact measures. Here we look deeper at how impact is assessed. Property rehabilitation and voluntary compliance indicate improving standards. Landscaping, lighting, and public art projects create tangible upgrade. Community cleanup events foster shared ownership. This goal is not short-term cosmetic change. It is a lasting enhancement. Continuing improvement of visual Kermit. We have initiated abatements on properties that require intervention. Code enforcement activities increased to ensure consistent standards. The First Responder Bureau at the city shop adds character and recognition to our public space. Operation Elderly Unable reflects compassion, assisting those who may not have physical ability to maintain their property. Improvement includes accountability and support. Visible change is underway. Targeted abatements are removing long-standing concerns. Consistent enforcement is setting clear expectations. Public art and assistance programs are reinforcing pride. The cumulative effect is stronger neighborhood confidence and improved perception. Over time, these efforts shift culture. When the standards rise, pride follows. Improving visual image is more about the aesthetics. It affects how residents feel about their community. It influences whether visitors see potential. It affects whether businesses and families choose to stay. A well-maintained city communicates care and commitment. Goal 3 ensures Kermit reflects the pride its people already carry. That's the end of my presentation. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
What's the no one from code on this team?
That's me. I'm the
Okay.
supervisor.
Because you're over code.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, fantastic. That answered my question. Thank you so much. Great presentation.
But I want to just say thank you to code enforcement for y'all were able to clean up a property the other day that have just people that,
Squatters.
squatters.
There's more than one, for sure, I've
Right.
seen in the last couple of weeks.
We've got one cleaned up and I appreciate all y'all's hard work.
It took a lot, I'll be honest, it took a lot of paperwork and a lot of
I'm
teamwork, a lot of headache, but it finally got done there. We're talking about the same property on the north side of town,
on North,
on our Poplar.
on North Poplar,
Yes, ma'am.
yes, I appreciate.
Well, they
all-
finally found the owner. That's what really helped out a lot. We just couldn't find him there.
Right,
So,
yeah, but your hard work does not go
well,
unnoticed.
it's the team. It's the
Yes.
team. I can tell you that right now. There.
Just let everybody know we appreciate them.
Yes, ma'am.
The one on Underwood too.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, absolutely great.
Yeah,
Yes, ma'am.
and also, since we're on the subject of cleanup, this Saturday is our first cleanup of the year. So anybody that wants to help and volunteer, come on out. We'll be out there cleaning up
Rough estimate on tonnage we've hauled out in 3 years, is over 120, somewhere around there.
I think 107. 107 tons we have cleaned out of permit.
Great.
And this was just in the last couple of years. We've been doing this for quite a long time. Am I right, Caesar, or is it been, is that close?
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think Amy's here, but hats off to the Parks Department as well. You can see the weed controls are starting to, it'll take a couple of seasons to get it under control, but you can see a huge difference. Cemetery looks much better, so thanks to the whole group. Good job.
I have a question. So on this latest fire that we've had over here on the west end of town, what is the next step for the city with that terrible?
We have been in actual communication with them, with the actual owners of the property, and they are trying to clean it as fast as they can, because the faster they clean it up, the faster they can get it off their books. So they're already on it. They've asked us for a bin. We're assisting them with a bin so they can get majority of that old metal out and they can get that done. So yeah, we're trying to clean it up as fast as they can.
Thank you.
Something.
Yeah, I just want to just clarify the dilapidated homes. It takes, for those who don't
Mhm.
know, it kind of explain to them, it's an
Okay.
act of Congress. to
So
do
you
those.
there's numerous steps you have to go through, and even though it may be an eyesore, when I talked to a building inspector that came in about 3 or 4 months ago when it was in the winter, he said, if a house is an eyesore, it doesn't mean it needs to come down. It has to be a dangerous building. So once we get to deem it dangerous, then we got to go through another process of just getting it abated primarily. And then that's a lot different. If Jonathan was here, he could go into a deep dive on it. But for the most part, it is a very long process to get a house torn down. But with it, there's a few properties that y'all will start seeing that will start coming down within the next couple of months. I'm hoping. But yes, ma'am, it is a long process.
So we thank you on those.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for that as well.
Thank you, sir. Sticking around.
Mayor, Councilor, what you've seen tonight is it's a coordinated effort by the team to do goals 1, 2, and 3. As I mentioned, you'll see goals 4, 5, and 6. So there's still more. But I do want to, first of all, thank the council for the leadership in this. I think that when I came on board, that was one of the things that you did mention to me is that you were interested in ensuring that we had a strategic vision for the city. So I've taken that to heart, and I found the people that I knew that could get us there. We've got the staff that I know that could get us there. I think you're starting to see a little bit of pride that's now starting to manifest itself with the employees, with the team that we have. I felt like a father here watching their kid walk around across the graduation stage, listening to them. But it is very exciting to know that the team that we have now is beginning to start catching a vision of what was put out first when I started here. So thank you very much for putting that in place and getting the ball rolling on it.
I think the key phrase that 2 or 3 of the groups all mentioned was changing the culture. And that's what y'all are doing. And thank y'all for that. And I appreciate it tremendously. Okay. Next item on the agenda is to adjourn into executive session. So it's 7:24 PM. We're going to adjourn into executive session, take care of that business, and then we will be right back out to start on number 7. And a second for the salary for the newly appointed municipal judge of 27,000 a year. All in favor? Any? Moving on, item 8, consent agenda. And in your package, you'll find the minutes from the regular meeting on February 19th and the special meeting that was held on February 25th. Also in there, we have our accounts payable, investment reports, and our administration. So I'll give you all a second to review those.
The minutes for February 19th. On the back page, on number 11, Carrie, spelled C-A-R-I. I believe it should be C-A-R-Y.
Yes, yes, it says.
C-A-R-Y? Yes. I also saw that Domino's was inspected multiple times. Is it one for water, one for sewer? How does that work?
Yeah, it'll be for like, depending on the ready, like framing inspections and
Okay.
plumbing and sewage. Sometimes they're not at the same time, so he may come 2 or 3 different days for it. If
Okay.
they're not ready, whenever they're ready.
Like, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Intakes in here for the handler rental. Is that, do we return the first one?
The Herco was returned. We rented one from Intact that was being used around town and was also being used for a short period of time over at the mural. So
Okay, thank you. The Menorca shop building concrete for the city shop.
it was pump inflated animal control building, which no, that was
Which one? We had a couple, yes, one. We had a smaller one at the city shop.
Okay.
The new shop that we're putting a smaller one.
My feelings aren't hurt if we want to cover any of those other windows.
That's actually been a discussion of that.
Are we filled the positions for the sanitation side?
Yes, ma'am, we just did this week, they start Monday. Yes, ma'am, two of them. They're gonna get trained and I'm gonna jump in the truck myself and help out. But when they get trained, they kind of fall behind because they're training them.
Very good.
And we're still down one humane officer, right?
Yes.
Do we have a full-time and a part-time currently? Okay. And just a reminder, Cesar, if we could get fences in the driver's work, we're getting any on a monthly basis, if you could add it to our rates.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
I'll be here.
Thank y'all for adding a trash receptacle to Best Park. And the new benches and the fence at Brookville look awesome.
And I appreciate you saying that because the other thing you gotta find is that there'll be some new picnic tables put up at all the parks. There'll be some benches over at the cemetery as well. And trash receptacles will now go up at the park also. Which will be matching, they'll all be matching.
Oh, that's good.
That was part of the park improvements that we put in for this budget year. And the cemetery as well,
For new trash can, or,
as well.
because we're down to like 5. That's one of my deals.
Yeah, we actually, we have trash receptacles that we'll be putting up at the different locations, cemetery as well.
Caesar, where you put on this 18 dumpsters were picked up, were these broken dumpsters?
Oh, yes, that company, the broken dumpster that we had prepared, right?
Okay. Fantastic. May I make a motion to accept consent agenda item 8,
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second to approve consent agenda items A, B, C, and D as presented. All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you. Moving on to number 9, old business. Discuss and consider a second reading ordinance 2601 and discuss and consider on second reading ordinance 2602. These are both second reading.
I'll make a motion with item A and B on second reading, ordinance 26-01, 26-02.
I'll second. Motion and a second to approve the second reading of ordinance 2601, regulating the location of businesses selling tobacco products and electronic smoking devices. Let's split those up into two motions, Mike.
It'd probably be wise, yes.
Okay. Then I make a motion, we accept, second reading 2601.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second to approve 2601. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. And now 2602.
I'll make a motion to accept item number 2602 as presented. Council.
I'll second.
On the second reading, I'm sorry, on the second reading.
Motion and a second to approve the second reading of ordinance 2602, which amends 8.03.03, the enumeration of prohibiting noise from a motor vehicle and providing a fine. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Motion, both those carried. New business, discuss and consider appointment of Norma Moon as election judge and approve the pay for election judge, alternate judge and clerk for the general election on May 2nd, 2026. Ms. Diana?
Okay, Norma Moon has been my election judge for a couple of years. It used to be Zelda Howenshed. She was with me for also a couple of years, but now I have Norma Moon as the election judge. Cynthia Flynn is my alternate judge. And my two elected clerks are Linda Pujay and Liliana Valentine. And the pay is shown right there.
Any discussion? If not, I'll hear a motion to approve.
I move to approve the appointment of election judge, to the pay for election judge and clerks. I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to approve Norma Moon as election judge and approve the pay for election judge, alternate judge, and clerks for the general election on May 2nd, 2026. All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you. Motion carries. Item B on the discuss and consider appointment to the Kermit City of Kermit Board of Adjustments. I think we have nomination.
I have a nomination. I would like to nominate Ashley Marubo.
How many spots should we have, Mike?
Just the one, sir.
All the others had accepted last time.
I'd like to nominate Russell Black.
Okay, so we have two nominations.
Did you say Russell Black?
Russell Blackburn.
Ashley Marubo.
How do I know that? We've never had two. We usually have to beg for one.
They're both good. Both good.
A lot.
Probably
It's a
just
lot.
put the first one up and then allow the council to vote.
Okay,
And then put it next one.
Okay. So we'll hear a verbal vote for Ashley Marupo.
Me.
I really don't know who that is.
Ashley Aubrey.
Oh, okay. Well, we can say that, I know who that is.
She's married now.
Yeah, I forgot. But yeah, my vote is for her.
Okay, and that's a majority. Take the motion now.
Well, that would have been the motion.
Okay. So after vote, Ashley Marupo, Aubrey Marupo will take the position on Kermit Board of Adjustments. If you'll let her know.
I will.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Okay, item C is discussion of petition submitted in response to the city's notice of intent to issue certificates of obligation and acknowledge the staff verification that petition contains the required numbers of valid signatures necessary to constitute a valid petition. Ms. Diana?
The signatures were valid. All of them?
They met the
Out
minimum.
of 265, 22 we could not find or were not on the voter register or were out of city limits and so forth, but yes.
So 243, and that exceeds the number that was necessary, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We don't take any action on that, correct? Just here to.
That's correct. According to all the petition is validated by the city secretary, so she's simply presenting that position that was submitted is valid, which will now be a consideration in the future for the council to move the project items, the capital project items, to a general obligation vote in November. Okay.
Do we have our bond rating yet? Has that come
No,
out yet?
no, not yet. That is, we're scheduled to be in New York, I believe, first week in May. I've got a preliminary meeting tomorrow with our financial advisor and bond attorney. Start that process again, gathering all the information.
Where would they need to be?
I'm gonna be in here with you.
Will we still get that opinion?
Yes, yeah, that'll all come back.
Moving on, item D, discussion and consider ordinance 2603, amending the city of Kermit Code of Ordinances 5.05.037, which renames the permit from food handler's permit to mobile food vendor permit, and establishing operational requirements, exemption fees, and enforcement provisions. Y'all should have that in your packet as well.
Can we make changes to this?
If recommended by the council as a whole, it's
Okay. I have a recommendation. On the, I don't think, if they're gonna be food trucks, I don't think that they need to be providing tables or seating or anything like
there,
that.
yeah, there is no requirement. If they do provide tables, then there's a requirement to provide restroom facilities.
But can't we put that in there where they can't
Provide tables,
provide tables?
could be if that's what the council chooses to do.
I mean, because if you put tables and then you put the restrooms, you're gonna have a mess.
Go ahead. I've thought about this and I'm worried about the mess too. And I'm worried about the grease disposal. And before I was on council, maybe like 2019, I think there was discussion of doing a park of some kind. But the city rented them the spot, but we did the tables, we did the grease disposal. I don't know if the city was gonna do bathrooms or not. If we wanna control who's here and make sure they're cleaning and all those things, maybe we should consider putting that in somewhere. That way we know who's coming and going. It's not all over town like we're worried about residential.
Right.
And we, include that in our cost, the grease disposal, the bathrooms.
I think we should, I think we should eliminate the restroom. I mean, this is such a small city, like, I don't think, you know what I'm saying, your restroom is just 2 seconds down the road, like, I don't think that should be a
Yeah,
requirement.
I don't think that either.
And as far as the table, I mean, what if they just put a fold out white table, like,
But if they put seating, it's a requirement that you have to do the bathrooms?
Based on the current ordinance that's before you, yes. So they have an option to not provide seating, which basically you come and go, you come get your food and leave. But if they choose to set up as example, kind of a food court where they set up tables and stuff, then at that point in time, they would have to provide some type of restroom facility. The anticipation is that they would be there for a period of time.
Or we could just do it, if we had our own food truck place, we're open on this weekend. Or we're gonna do this week.
Is that the only place that they would be able to set up for the whole year?
I mean, it's just a thought that they would be able to just sit there. That way we monitor the trash, the grease. We know who's coming and going. We know that they're permitted to park there. We're not gonna run into, hey, I came into town today and there's somebody parked on my parking lot selling XYZ. It's just a thought and an idea of how we could make sure we don't have a mess.
So
We know who's here.
how about this, we start at the kind of the key operational standards and just go through the list, and then y'all agree, and then we can kind of shrink it down to how y'all want it. Permit fee, new permit fee of $500 annually. How does everybody feel about that? Check mark? Signage, all mobile food vendors must display clearly visible signage identifying the business, ensuring transparency and accountability. Check mark?
Yes.
Hours of operation, they must display hours of operation. Checks. Okay, waste disposal. Vendors must provide trash receptacles for customers' use and properly dispose of all waste in accordance with all sanitation regulations. Okay.
Good that you get the race track for convenience. Okay.
Okay.
And this would be that the vendor has to provide that, because I know there was discussion right now about the city providing it in a central location. So I don't know what the consensus of the council is, if that ends up being kind of a food court concept, which we would designate in a certain area. And if the city controlled the trash receptacles and the waste disposal, if that's controlled by the city, then I would ask that you probably want to address the annual fee.
Yes, definitely.
Right,
So that's just,
right.
I mean, but if it's gonna stay that it's the responsibility of the food vendor,
Maybe with the food vendor, because I perform in the city.
State regulation states it already is.
Okay, and we can come back to these, y'all, as we go through zoning restrictions. Operations are prohibited in R1, R2, and R3. Check mark.
Yeah.
Okay. Sales tax permit required.
Yes.
Business entity identification must provide proof of their business organization type. Is that during the purpose of securing the permit? Yep, okay.
Yes.
Okay, so check mark. Okay, we're gonna skip past restrooms and come back just because y'all want to talk about that. Exemptions. The ordinance exempts organizations recognized as 501c3s, nonprofits, religious organizations when conducting charitable or religious activities from certain requirements while still maintaining public health standards. You good with that?
Yes.
Enforcement provisions. The amendment includes clear authority for permit suspension or revocation for violations and establishes penalties for noncompliance, providing the city with enforceable tools to ensure public safety. Check. Okay, so we got restroom. Judy, your recommendation is to strike that?
Yes, and not allow tables. And if we're worried about they're gonna get on people's property that, they don't have permission to be on, you know, they will need to bring, maybe when they get they pay their fee. But I know they like to move around,
Okay, so
but somehow put in somewhere that they have to have an acknowledgement from the owner of the property.
that's, yeah, so that won't fall under the restroom access. Let's cover that one and then
Okay.
figure out where we can put that.
Okay. Yeah, the restrooms, I vote we don't allow tables, seating or.
No tables or restrooms. James, how do you feel about that?
I agree.
Chris?
No,
No
no
tables?
restroom.
So it must be together, that's what we're saying, right?
Yes.
Who, oh, go ahead. Rodney?
I'm for striking that restrooms.
So who from the city are we gonna be putting over this that they need to go check, make sure they're,
Code
okay.
enforcement.
So code is going to keep up with these people.
to a certain extent, there will be some other issues that probably fall on the public works. So that, I haven't fleshed all that out, but a majority would be being enforced by code enforcement.
So does this ordinance need, will ban you if you A, B, C, D?
And so there's through the penalties and revocation, in the event that there is items that they have not been able to comply with, then the responsibility to revoke that permit exists, and then they'll be revocated for a year.
Mike,
It could be just some general issues that they weren't able to take care of, but if they're not able to do it for a period of time, then it could be revoked.
for clarification, Mike, can we add under the business entity identification a line that states proof of landowner approval, proof of something like that?
Yeah, I'll put that in there.
How do we want to word it so we can pass this tonight?
Well, I can tell you that I think that we've made some substantive changes that we got to bring it back at the next.
Okay.
Because of the fact that I'm gonna have to redo the ordinance.
Okay.
And we asked the question you want.
Yeah.
Can I address that?
Yes, ma'am.
Wherever these trailers are gonna be set, is there gonna be a permit for the landowner? It has to be pulled also? And a vendor
Just the vendor, I believe.
permit?
There's no stipulation about the landowner.
Just
It would just
the
be,
vendor.
what they're wanting to add would be acknowledgement from the landowner now, which I have to put back in.
Kind of a notarized document that says,
You have permission.
It's actually, you shouldn't have to put it back in there. It's by state regulation. So when you get set up and I say I'm new and I'm gonna come here and bring my trailer and I go to park at Jaime's lot he's got over on wherever street, it's a state law that you have landowner permission. There's a form that you're supposed to turn in already with your health permit inspection, and all of your tax ID and the stuff that you already asked for.
so it won't be a problem to have them provide that proof. When they're doing the
Yeah, but
permit.
I think we need it in the ordinance.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because everybody in this room knows things happen without landowner's permit all the time. Right.
Well, and I'm not saying it's not correct. I would have to verify and get that form, input it into it, because I could then reference the state health services form, whatever one, which means that it always exists and they can refer to that.
Okay, perfect. So with no action taken on agenda item 9D.
I don't know if there's anything else that they would like.
I guess that's a good question. Anybody got anything else you want?
But I do know that
I'd like to address everybody on that if you don't mind.
What? Yeah. Yeah.
So I own a food trailer. Several people here have tried it. We offer good stuff here. And the key to everything that's happening is you gotta remember, a food service trailer isn't just a food trailer that comes in. A good one will turn into a brick and mortar community. If you look at Curbside Bistro, you can drive down Grant, you can go to his original truck. And he had his original truck parked next to his original brick and mortar. And ultimately, that's my goal, turn my Fire Hall Food Service into a restaurant here in Kermit. And, we're talking about bathrooms and tables. We already have bathrooms and tables at several food trailers here. There's one right down here at the actual building that got brought in. They have tables, there's tables everywhere. Just put the ordinance to say, hey, look, you're responsible for your area. If it's not clean, if it doesn't follow the state guidelines, we're gonna pull your permit. That'd be the easiest way to do it. I don't offer seating at my place right now. The place where I'm parked, they have seating there already. But my goal isn't for you to sit down at my food trailer and eat. Because if you're sitting down, the next person's not. And food trailers are fast. Let's get it in, get you in the trailer, in front of the trailer and away from the trailer as fast as possible. To go, but some people may want to sit down. They may want to take a moment and rest while their food's being done on the grill.
Mike, would code be able to follow up on that sales tax is being paid?
Well, the unfortunate part is that there's no requirement that that we know if they're being paid. I would have to actually ask the comptroller and request an open records request, a list of all the entities in Kermit that paid sales tax, and that's where I would catch it.
Okay, so there's no way for us to know whether we're getting anything other than the $500.
Without some additional work, correct?
Yeah, without like work.
Well, once I move inside city limits, any one of you can come. I can show you on my point of sale system where I pay sales tax. I can produce my own documentation.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, ma'am.
Is there not enough buildings or anything that you can probably, since you are planning to be permanent? Is there any building that you can buy to go ahead and be permanent?
So, yes, there is. I mean, there's several buildings downtown.
That way we can get you on the tax roll.
Right. Well, so I've already got my sales tax permit. Once I'm here and I get inside city limits, I want to pay city sales tax. I've looked at buildings and I want to use the trailer to fund buying a building. That's the best way for me to explain it to you. The mayor's had my food. I don't cook a crappy product that's in and out and bought with pork, whatever. I buy real ingredients, cook real food and real trays and give people a good product. And I want to give that to everybody with my trailer starting out. I have a first responder themed trailer. I'm a firefighter myself. I'm the chaplain in the wing. And I just want, I want to pay sales tax.
So what is this for?
To answer the grease traps, when you do your food managers, the mayor will tell you, you by law have to dispose of that property. And the way, if somebody's not doing it, you call your health code officer, the one that does your inspections. You say, hey, this X, Y, and Z is not doing what they're supposed to with their trash, with their waste food, their food waste and their grease, and they will come down. And they can do everything from taking your permit, your health inspection, they take it from you. So it's not an uncovered situation.
So like Lorena has tables, they don't have a bathroom. Are they forced to get rid of their tables when we pass this?
Do they have to go hand in hand or not?
No, they do not. I think the discussion that we had last month was if they provide tables, which meant that they are looking at people spending time there, that they provide the bathroom, either with porta potty or something. That was a discussion we had. They
Okay.
do not go hand in hand. And I think that Chris is correct when he states that food trade is looking for you being in and out. Unless you establish a food court, then it is a gathering place for
Yes.
people to come in, which I believe is what Councilwoman Short is
I don't
talking
know how
to.
long ago that was. Were you on the council then?
I've talked about it at the old nursing home location, doing a small park, a stage and a food court,
Okay.
where we have sewer, a grease trap
I
into
think this
that.
may have been across catty corner from the courthouse that it was discussed before
No,
too.
it would have been a while back.
So.
So what about the ones that you have now that have the tables? Are they gonna be grandfathered in, or are they gonna have to get rid of the tables or the bathrooms in?
That is something that we have to find out from the council, see how they want to do
Okay.
it.
So as it was originally worded was if they had tables, they had to put out a bathroom.
So then
It
that's-
wasn't that they could or could not have tables. the
That's
way it was
another
originally
question
worded.
that you need to ask is, do you want to see a bunch of porta potties all the way up and down the road?
No, we do not.
Well, it's better than sacks of crap in the parking lot at
Well,
Yeah.
Factory.
true.
I just feel like one table is not a big gathering. I think that's, I think, because like you said, you have elderly that go in order and they can't stand very long, they need a place to sit.
Or
And
set their food down, get their wallet situated maybe.
I mean,
And that is a part of what the council would have to determine. What would be considered the number of tables that would constitute a potential gathering? Is it
yeah.
2 tables, 3 tables, 6 tables? I mean, that's something that the council would have to make a decision on what they would constitute number of tables gathering.
Well, I can understand having like a couple of chairs or a bench or something for somebody to sit on.
Yeah.
Wait.
Place them. But there doesn't necessarily have to be a table there for them to sit and eat. But they could have
The way
if you wanted to have 5 or 6 chairs out there or just a couple of long benches, to me, that would not be eating seating, so to speak.
And the way it's written, the very scenario that you just talked about with benches, chairs, it does not, it's not addressed in this current form of ordinance, so that is not even a discussion item. It would only be in the event that there's a table set out.
I went to the Hertz Donuts. I don't know if anybody else here did, but they set up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tables to get their product out.
That's too much.
That's, yeah.
Then they had no chair, but they had all the tables with all their product out that they unloaded out of the truck.
That was because they did not have quote counter.
Right. It was like counter
They
to
were
move
not-
along.
Nobody was sitting there consuming.
Right, nobody.
Talking
was-
about buying the verbiage and what he's putting on there, those tables, you have to have a bathroom.
Right.
There's tables.
So we gotta clarify what the gathering, what we consider the gathering, more than one table, sit gathering with restaurants.
Now, understand that contrary to what Chris just said, it states vendors providing tables or seating for on-site consumption.
Okay.
So that's, if they're putting tables out there
Okay,
to sell product,
That's
that's not
not
on-site
different.
consumption.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
So that's fine about it.
but that's clarified, okay.
Do y'all wanna
That's
put it back in the way it was written under restroom access, where if they provide tables, they must have.
Yeah, for on-site consumption, because it's not on their It's not written like that on our.
It's not.
It is in the ordinance itself.
Oh,
Yeah, go to the ordinance on page 2, and it's under 8.
Yep, seating for on-site consumption must provide.
okay, yeah.
Okay, back to
Yeah, no.
the,
I got a question.
ordinance. Yes, sir.
Couldn't you just put a limit on 2 tables so they wouldn't have to put a bathroom all the way downtown or the party all around town? If they go over 2 tables, I can see putting one. But just a couple of tables out there where, if I go out there and order something from him, I'm gonna sit down someplace. It may be on the ground, but I'm gonna sit down. So if he's got the 2 tables there, I can sit down there. Till I get my food, then I can go. But anything over 2 tables, I agree with you.
That's a very good idea.
Well, I just don't like the idea of that. Trying to clean Kermit up, we're trying to make it look nice, and then if we do.
And then you
start
have
having-
porta potties all the way.
Yeah, and then you have
down.
porta potties all
That's
the way.
what I said. 2 tables.
We get our own food court, we could build a real bathroom.
And those.
Put it out there.
But- but if you-
out until they eliminate them. So how are we gonna regulate that? If they've been having them for a year, not having them cleaned out, that's a nasty mess.
Yeah.
So I think at this point, 2603 is gonna have to be revisited.
Yeah.
You agree?
Yeah,
We're gonna table,
yes.
we're gonna table that for a future conversation.
Do we need to make a motion for
Not the table.
it? Okay. You see if you could find the plans, Diana, that the former councils had of the food? Was it 2019?
I don't know.
I don't know, did we ever
I think
draw
they
up any plans?
Jerry Phillips just showed it to me one time.
I think what she's talking about is when we started doing the Christmas celebration, that we owned that whole that lot. I think that's probably what
Yeah,
she's referring to.
that's where we had, all the vendors, the food vendors had to be on that.
Yes,
Right.
food vendors.
And we had bathrooms out there and the tables and the tents.
Okay.
It was just porta potty or something.
No, this was like a bathroom was built and then there was patio seating, string lights. I don't know if Park Hill maybe did it or somebody else, but
talking about,
there's
it
a
was
cool
similar,
concept.
it was similar to what they have in Pecos, where it has kind of like a little amphitheater.
We'll do some research.
Yeah, it's okay, thank you.
I'd love to see that, and it would have to be next year's budget, but I'd love for us to have
Yeah.
something in place.
Yeah, I think that was.
It's gonna
good.
be outside of this ordinance because
Yes, outside of this ordinance, but
the location,
neat idea.
like it. Okay, next item, is item E, discuss and consider resolution 2605, which is accepting the bid for the reconstruction of State Highway 18. This happened after the winter freeze, we had the water line break. It eroded under the state highway and the state is requiring us to repair that in a certain way, and we did a couple of bids, Mike.
We initially received a bid from A.L. Helmkamp at the amount of $150,000. The moment I received that first bid for $150,000, we immediately engaged Park Hill to create a bid process to receive bids. Now I can tell you that A.L. Helmkamp did not submit a bid under Park Hill, but we already had the bid. But Permian Pavement submitted a bid for $94,000 to fix the road. If you've been turning from Austin up on 18, you know what we're talking about. And so it'd be to put that back the way it should have, the way it was before, which would include the repair of the road and also put in the sidewalk back.
Okay.
Can any of that be filed under insurance?
We'd have to submit it to TML, but that's something that can tell.
What is CDBG grant cover any of this?
It could, but the time frame for us
To
to
pay
do
us
that.
back?
No, we would have to actually apply for the grant ahead of time
Okay.
and then make the necessary construction or reconstruction.
Okay.
Okay. So we have a resolution in front of us, 2607, to approve the low bid of $94,000 for Permian paving. Any more conversation?
Make a motion, we approve the bid for maintaining. I'll second.
A motion and a second to approve resolution 2607, which directs the city manager to sign the reconstruction contract for $94,000. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Item F is discuss and consider resolution 2606, adopting the Kermit, City of Kermit Vision Zero policy which has to do along with this Safe Streets and Roads for All, SS4A. Mike, you wanna give us a brief rundown on that?
Mayor and Council, what this is, we engaged Kimley Horn, and actually we were approached by Kimley Horn and engaged them. But there is a grant opportunity, a federal grant opportunity for us to be able to pursue, which is the SS4A, which is basically a set of Safe Streets for and Roads for All, which will allow us to be able to obtain some funding to put traffic calming measures, light potentially, and anything else that we do to be able to slow traffic down and make it safe for those either in residential neighborhoods or primarily on the state highways and federal highways. And so what this does is it basically would propose a resolution that we would have and submit in with our application, which I believe they told me opens up sometime in April. And so once that application is opened up, we would submit for a grant. And upon receiving the grant, we would begin at that point in time progressing towards making the streets in Kermit safer through some different mechanisms.
Going back to what was talked about earlier, can we maybe propose a safe city or something inside that grant? Or we can use some of that money to build the bicycle complex or like Odessa used to have, the safety city overall for Cramby?
Yeah, it's entirely possible. Maybe we'll take a look at that once the grant's submitted. I would also make note, Mayor, but this is actually a resolution 2608. Apologies.
Did I read it wrong?
Well, no, you read it correctly, but it was written wrong in the agenda. But it's actually 2608.
Okay, so thank you. Was the other one right? Okay, we need to go back to that one, y'all.
So you probably want to reconsider.
Yeah. It's 2607.
But once you get this one.
Let's finish this 2608 and then we'll come back to 2607 so we have a proper motion. So any more discussion on resolution 2608? 2608?
Yes, sir.
If no further discussion, I'll take a motion.
I make a motion that we adopt the resolution 2608, formally establish the city's commitment to Vision Zero and aligns the city's transportation safety planning efforts with the goals of the SS4A program.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second to approve resolution 2608 in regard to safe streets and roads for all. In favor? Any opposed? Okay, and for clarification, let's go back to 2607, which was the accepting the bid. We took a motion on the wrong deal. So resolution 2607 is to authorize the city manager to execute all contracts in the amount of $94,000. Have a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept resolution 2607 as presented.
Have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second to approve resolution 2607. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Mike, thanks for catching that. All right, 2609 will be our next one. Discuss and consider resolution 2609, which is to approve a retail electric contract with Priority Power for the term of 3 years to a fixed rate. Mike, do you want to cover that real quick for us?
Yes, Mayor Council. The reason you have this before you is because this is a period of 3 years that we're looking at engaging Priority Power to be able to provide electrical power to the city. The contract is for a rate of 0.0749096 per kilowatt hour. And I received an updated historical usage, which I presented to you earlier. And as you can see in there that Texas Domestic Power continues to provide the best rate. And so while the agenda item says is for 0.0749009, I'm sorry, 0.0740966, the rate that we would be obtaining would be from TXU, which is on the first page. It's in the brown line in the middle of the page. You see the 36-month rate. So what I would be asking you to approve is to approve with TXU the month rate, which would be 0.07617 per kilowatt hour. Slightly higher than what the proposal that I received a couple of weeks ago. This is updated as of yesterday, but that is what we're looking at proposing, which will basically lock us in for 3 years for electric rate for the city. Give you some idea, we currently are paying, I believe it's the email that he sent me was like 0.038 per kilowatt hour. So electric rates have continued to skyrocket. Based on the information I received from our Priority Power consultant, there's anticipated to simply keep going up for a while. Of course, as you know, all the issues with the ERCOT grid is precipitating a lot of the issues on the electrical side.
So it's becoming a monopoly.
So is this agreement gonna be with Priority Power or with TXU? How does that?
It'll be with Priority Power,
Okay.
but we'll be taking our power from TXU, but Priority Power is when they're negotiating this
And we'll be locked in at this rate for 3 years.
for 3 years, yes.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Does that include the delivery fee in this?
It's the entire rate for the supplier.
That delivery rate gets quite up.
And we've always used TXU in the past. No, TXU.
TXU is one that we've used in some of the projects that we've had, but Priority Power is the electrical consultant that we've always used.
Okay.
So just real quickly, the information I received from Bob Cohen when we sent this to him was that we're looking at an approximate annual increase of 95,000 to 108,000, which is about a 40% increase, depending on the renewal that was selected. So we'll probably say about 40% on a 3-year. The current contract, which we currently have in place, which will expire, we're at 0.03067 per kilowatt hour. So it has been quite a jump to where we're looking at now,
I'm gonna have to look at
0.076.
one of those daily gigs that the sheriff's department has.
Wind turbine.
Wind turbine, there you go.
Gonna have 56 of them.
Yeah, and as was mentioned with the ERCOT grid, the increase of data centers, industrial, the increased business coming into Texas puts a strain on the grid.
And Blackstone buying it all doesn't help.
Any more questions on resolution 2609? If not, I'll hear a motion.
Make a motion to get item number 2609 as presented, with the data from mine.
Would be at a rate of
Rate of
0.076.
Got it right here, at 0.07617 for 3 years.
I'll second.
That James that seconded quietly on.
Oh, did you?
Oh, earlier.
I heard a little whisper from him seconding it.
For the side of the chair.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second to approve resolution 2609, which is to enter in a 3-year agreement at a fixed rate of 0.0740966 per kilowatt hour. All in favor?
It's not that rate.
No.
Said.
I know that this resolution.
But that, the motion was to approve it at 0.07617 for 36 years. That's the new power rates I received yesterday. I know the ordinance states that, but that was the information I received a couple of weeks ago.
07 what?
07617.
617.
Okay, correction, to enter into a term of 3 years at a fixed rate of 0.07617 per kilowatt hour. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item H is to receive an update on current celebration days 2026.
Mayor Council, I feel like we're behind, so I've been frantically working trying to procure the artists, which we finally did. I gave you a sheet that has both, Friday and Saturday on the current celebration days. And so this is just simply a kind of an update to let you know which bands have been booked and been confirmed. Once we get to about approximately June or July, we'll begin the process of planning for the rest of it, which includes everything else. But we did want to make sure we got these in the books and got them booked and ready to come in.
How long did Mr. Julian do?
Julian did not do a lot of it, not on this part. So when he came in, I had started the process of securing the bands. And so I let him know that this year he will shadow me through this process. Next year I will shadow him. And then the year after that, I'm gonna sit there in the lawn chair and let him run it.
And have we got the actual approval and okay from, do it again out
And the
there?
judge?
Yeah, the answer to that is no, but he's fully aware, because I think we talked to him the other day and he was making improvements out there but he said we'll be ready for current celebration day. So, but yeah, we will definitely reach out to him.
And Julian will be involved in some of the upcoming planning and stuff, so
Yes.
we are getting him, or they are getting him involved with that. And that's just an update, no action needed, so let's move on to item 11, which is any items for council, city manager, assistant city manager. Mike, do you have any other comment tonight?
I have some real quickly, if you don't mind. I do want to make note and congratulate our Assistant City Manager, Jaime Ramos, who completed the inaugural Texas City Manager Institute, which is the first ever that the Texas City Manager Association has ever held. Chief Ramos was in that initial class, the inaugural class, and he finished that. It was a 3-session course that he went to in Austin to complete that. So he's now a instituted certified city manager of some type. So, but he did receive that. So it was not just a matter of showing up at a clinic and walking out. There was actually work that had to be done. I mean, they actually had to do presentations and do some research. So I do want to congratulate our assistant city manager on that. We've had some people that went to election school. I think Diana and Sarah Lee and Rachel went to election school to get ready for the election coming up. It's an annual deal they have to go through. So they went through that. I will tell you that our municipal court clerk, Victoria, will be going to training with Tyler Technologies called Connect. But also I'll tell you that she's got training set up as a municipal court clerk. Judge Alonso has also began to start signing up for classes. There's some new judge classes that he'll be going to as well. He is going at it. He's here almost every day and learning and taking part of what's happening. He has already begun the process with Tyler Technologies to kind of stream the process by why they're doing docket calls and failure to appears, all that. He's looking at doing that as much electronically as possible. There's an option which we were not aware of that was told to us by the trainer from Tyler Technologies, that once the docket call is set up, they can text message all of those that'll be on the docket and make them aware you have to report on this date at this time for docket call. So they will be notified of that. And so, which is a neat feature that we weren't aware existed in municipal court, but it's been sitting there all this time. And the assistant city manager and I, we also attended a TCMA clinic in Granbury. It's the Courtney Sharp Clinic, but again, it was also with a lot of other city managers. I believe there had to be about 125 of us there. So we went to that clinic in Granbury. You probably have seen the nursing facility, the demo. I think it's pretty much completed now. We did spring a leak with a fire sprinkler that we didn't realize had water in it. But we got that fixed. But I think that the demo is pretty much completed. They're just kind of clearing everything off.
Are they gonna get the trees?
There's some that they're gonna take, some that they're going to leave.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think the ones that we went through there and identified those trees that we wanted to leave there, and others we said, no, let's go and remove those. I believe they're gonna go towards the back and clear out all that cactus and everything that's back there as well, and remove the sidewalk and everything that's there as well. All the concrete, that'll be taken out as well. So it'll be pretty much flat and clean.
Small pile of rubble as of about 6 this evening.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And Mayor, that's all I've got.
Tommy, anything?
No, I just wanted to thank everybody and all their efforts and everything that's been going on, you know, the big week that we had. Everybody doing their part to clean up our community, especially the abatements that been going on. It's been a lot of work. Both part and the city's part, and everybody coming together and just supporting each other. It's been awesome to see. So I wanted to say thank you to all of them. Recognize them.
Rodney, service?
I just wanted to, I guess say thank you or whatever, or hats off to police department, several citizens from Kermit and the fire department with the way things were handled on this fire. the other day on the west side of town. That started off, well, it sounded like something small, but it certainly grew into something large. But there was several things that I was shown that were on Facebook that different people posted. And even city employees showed up to help roll up hoses and all late that night, you know, when they got through, before they were called back out 3 more times. Anyway, and then the progress has been made on the old nursing home facility out there. It's almost gone. And the Julian, I think, hands off to him. Seems like that boy's gonna be a go-getter. And I think that's a wise decision that was made when they hired him. And I had one question, and this may be something I cannot answer, on the item that was passed about the noise and the music. Can we get some of the copies of that ordinance, maybe to the high school, that could be distributed to some of those kids to let them know that this has been passed, and we don't have mamas and dads coming up here saying, oh, this is entrapment, you're picking on my kid.
Yeah, we'll be able to put that in the form, other than the ordinance, but something that can read that basically summarizes the ordinance. We'll make sure we post it out on our social media and everything in order to let everybody know.
Let them know that we're not
Because
hiding this, that we didn't do it sneakily. I mean, we don't have any way to communicate it, but I thought if we give it to them in black and white, they can read it.
And so after the second posting in the newspaper.
right, so what will happen is that'll be posted in the newspaper next week and the week after, which at that one time becomes an ordinance.
Okay.
And so we'll get together and get all the information done, and let them know a start date that will begin so that everybody's aware.
And that there is gonna be a fine implemented and all that. That way we're not, oh, you're picking on my kid, or this isn't fair, or when did this happen, and why did y'all do it?
We will attempt to alleviate the number of calls that you get.
The sad part is, it's not just the kids.
Oh, no.
Right.
There's
lots of
But it's a good place to start by giving them a letter.
Yep.
And that way they can't say that we did this under the table and under the.
Maybe the kids can give it to their parents.
Yeah.
And that's why we were sitting here.
I know.
And
That's
it's
what I said.
pumping and loud, and we could hear it all the way in here.
They rattle the windows.
First, I want to say thank you to everyone who put on our TML event. It was awesome. I'm so proud that Kermit has the best turnout for Region 4. That says a lot. And more than once, we've had the best turnout.
Yes.
That's saying something.
Yes.
Caesar, do you have a notebook ready?
Yep.
Okay. We got potholes that need to be fixed at the end of D coming onto Austin from this direction. 302 in Joseph. You can drive all the way down Best Boulevard and hit all 50 of those. And I think they got to some of the ones on Birch Street, but not all of them. Yes, ma'am?
Right in front of our church, the Free Will Baptist at Campbell,
Oh,
And-
yes.
at Campbell and
Walnut.
Walnut right there. There's a big hole where I pull into park all the time.
And there's a really super rough one on Campbell, right in front of the Meals on Wheels.
Bel Air right in front of Allsup's. And somebody filled it up with caliche the other day.
I think that's a state highway, isn't it?
No, not
Oh,
Bel
on
Air.
Bel Air. Yes, there is a bad one right there too.
Bel Air where?
Bel Air right there as you get off of 302.
Yep.
In front of Allsup's or on the side of Allsup's.
And when you do the Joseph Street one, go on down past the stop marker, right where you're getting on the highway.
Yes, ma'am.
Need a whole crew.
Thank you, and thank you to everyone. I have talked to several city employees just out and about, and they love their jobs. They're telling their friends, this is a great place to work. That says a lot about our culture that we have going on here, and I'm so proud to hear that from PD, from city workers. That is an awesome thing that we have going. So thank you to everyone for being a part of positive culture.
Thank you. I like that.
And I kind of want to add to that, the fact that we are filling our spots pretty quickly says a lot. But cemetery worked hard this week, last weekend. You had full staff out there and they were busy the whole time. But thank you guys, all of y'all, for such a good job.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for everything you're doing. Just a couple of meetings. There's a whole lot going on that you guys aren't given the recognition for. Lots of headaches. Just thank you and congratulations.
Well, I've already talked a lot about code enforcement and stuff, because I really like them right now. But I like everything that everybody's doing. We're doing a great job. I know we take a lot of flack from people, but keep up the hard work. Everybody's doing great. And don't forget to show up Saturday for the cleanup.
What time is that again?
Starts at 9.
No.
And do we have-
9 to 3.
Do we have a list going of some people who are calling in to,
Yes, we should have this.
you do?
Yes.
I need to add.
Had a lot of people reach out to me about cleanup, so I'm excited to see what our numbers are gonna be.
Yes. And usually March, is March our best one?
Usually the.
Yeah,
spring cleaning.
yeah.
I would say March is the worst one.
Okay, I got you.
Results is the best.
I got you. I got you.
Okay, and my short little shout out is gonna be to Emmy and the Parks and Cemetery staff. You can really tell a big difference, and when we get some warmer weather and Bermuda first popping, maybe we can have some park for pride. So, anybody else? Miss Karina, there's only one thing left.
I think we should adjourn. I make a motion, we adjourn.
I second.
So, a motion and a second to adjourn, all in favor? Any opposed? 9:18.
Oh,